What's up, everybody? I hope some of you joined me live today. I was live streaming. Um, Nvidia was the talk of the day. Okay, Nvidia had an effect on other stocks out there on the market, though, affecting them positively. And as you can see by my direct comparison here, this was the start of the day for Nvidia. This was kind of not the exact start of the day, a little bit into the day, but this was Taiwan Semiconductor. You had options up as high as 36,900% on Taiwan Semi. So they were a dollar per contract, so 1 cent, and then they're in the 98s they went to 370 each. So $1 would have turned into $370. $100 would have turned into $37,000. $1,000 would have turned into $370,000. Okay, so there was some serious life-changing money to be made there. When you think of stocks, you need to start thinking in clusters. Okay, I put it in my Discord in the resources section. Let me load that up. So I have a section of resources and things like that that I think will help people, new people, current, existing people who know how to trade, all that. I just like, things they need to know right away. And then a couple of tips. Like most of this is just need to know stuff, okay? But then there's this post, right? So you've got, I just posted it today as sort of a reminder to everybody when you're playing stocks that you don't always need to go for the golden boy, and other stocks might actually be a bigger benefactor and they might be cheaper entry, right? It only moved 12%, so you could have got in pretty good. You could have got most of the run, in fact, today, or at least half of it, right? So clumps, right? Here's one. Instead of Nvidia, you're gonna think AMD, Google, Taiwan Semi, Micron, Adobe, and Intel. You're gonna think all of those. So if news happens on Intel, you're gonna look at all six. If news happens on Taiwan Semi, you're gonna look at all six, or seven rather, with Nvidia. Right? You want to think of all of those, okay? They're a little bit, they're semiconductors, they're AI, they're graphics cards, mega market caps, and then like Adobe is kind of like AI art generation, things like that, graphics processing, things like that, okay? Fangs, which I now call the Mangs, okay? Fang, it hasn't been Fang since Meta changed from Facebook to Meta. It hasn't been Fang, but people still say Fang. It ain't Fang anymore, okay? It's gone, right? You don't call Netflix Blockbuster because Blockbuster's gone. So you don't call Fang when Meta is now, or when Facebook is now Meta. So anyways, Mangs, M-M-A-A-N-N-G, technically M-M-A-A-N-N-G-G-S, because Google has two. So Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, Netflix, and both Googles. Any of those move, you look at all seven, okay? Any news on that, you look at all seven. Defense stocks, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. I need to change that. That says TRX. That should say RTX. Whoops. Little typo. NOC, LHX. Okay? You're going to check all of those. If you're looking for like rocketry, aircraft, if someone's talking about war or whatever. Amazon, you've got the watch stocks, and this is actually AMC's going to get all mad, but Jim Cramer kind of coined this phrase. But it's kind of, it's a good acronym, okay? It's a good acronym. Walmart, Amazon, Target, Costco, and Home Depot. These are like your consumer discretionaries. This is basically where you buy most things. As an American or a North American, that's where you shop, okay? Crypto, this one I talk about all the time. You've got CoinMara Riot, okay? CoinMara Riot and Bitcoin itself. You need to be paying attention to Bitcoin, and then these other ones will follow what's happening with Bitcoin. And then there's some Asian stocks that always move together, okay? They're Baba, Baidu, Pinduo, and JD. Those ones always move together, okay? So think of clusters, and that will help you get some profits. When something happens to one, it'll happen to others, right? If you're looking at, if there's news on Carnival Cruise, you better be looking at Norwegian, all right, and Royal Caribbean. You better looking at those. If something's happening in an airline, you better look at all the airlines, right? But this is what this is what we're going over in the Discord, and people were banking on this today. Okay, we had a lot of people banked on that Nvidia because they played it. They played it. Okay. Zoom Media. That's one of the earnings ones I talked about. So we had Zoom Media, $4,000. Snow, $2,800. Nvidia sold half. This person sold half their Nvidia, $5,000. They only put in $170, guys. they bought 22 7-cent contracts of 400. 22 7 cents each. Sorry, give me a sec. 22 times 100 each, right? Because there's 100 in each. What is that? Times 7 cents. Okay, so they put in $154. Half of it was $5,000. You're never in a million years gonna get that on a penny pump or on an AMC anymore. It's not gonna happen. It'll never happen. AMC's best day, you wouldn't have had that happen. There's no way you would have spent $150 on AMC and wound up getting $5,000. Okay, so you guys got to get your mentality away from those and into what I'm discussing in my Discord, what we're looking at. And this is just one guy. We have another guy. He won't even share it with me. His name's Aztec. He hasn't shared it. He said he was going to put it up. The day's almost done. He hasn't put it up. So, you know, I think he made too much to share. Google puts, Google, same thing, right? Playing Google, 474%. These are big, well-known names. You don't have to play junker stuff. Rep here, 13,999 on Nvidia. That was only one of 2 accounts. He said he was 26,000. So he mimicked his trade. He mimicked his trade in his Roth IRA, but he doesn't post that here. And this individual could have actually had way more, but they played at the money. They didn't play. They weren't expecting a big move, let's put it that way, but they wanted to be in on Nvidia earnings. So they just played at the money. So it's much more expensive. Those contracts were $11 each. They weren't 5 cents. Okay? So those contracts were only up 600, 700%, which that's incredible. 700%, okay? But it wasn't 20,000%. But the reason something like 20,000% is 20,000% is because it's a 99% chance that you're throwing your money away. Okay, so what he did was play much safer. Okay, so you can't even, you can't fault anybody for that. What is this? I'm not sure what this is. We had some people playing it. Let's put it that way. He's talking about an Nvidia as well. But if this doesn't blow your mind, if this doesn't make you interested in joining this Discord, I don't know what will. I've showed you every day for 2 weeks now at least a 1,000% gainer ticker. I've showed it to you, and I've also showed you that I've spoken about it in my earnings section. So with Nvidia, what I said is most likely what you want to do is play what's called a strangle, and I said you're going to buy calls and you're going to buy puts. So if you put $200 on calls and $200 on puts, guess what? The $200 puts is worth 0, and the $200 calls is like life-changing money. Okay? Certainly weekend-changing money. All right? You lose $200 on the puts, and the calls went berserk, and you made $10,000. Okay, you made $9,800. I have a whole strategy of that, and I discuss it in my resources section. So it's something you can learn and understand and know. No problem. So pop into the Discord, guys. The link will be pinned below. Do me a favor, don't sign up through YouTube. If you want to support me through YouTube and become a member, just to kind of show support, choose the $5 option, $2 option, whatever. That shows support. If you want to join the Discord, the link it's direct, so I don't have to like micromanage anything. It goes through PayPal or Stripe, whatever. And it grants you immediate access. Okay, if you go through YouTube, it's a big thing. It's annoying. I don't want you to do it. Don't do it. It's gonna annoy me. I just put it there for like the 1% who are just completely untrustworthy of anything internet and scared. So use this link. It's very common to have private Discords these days, and eventually Discord will be having its own service where I won't even need an additional like I won't need Stripe or whatever in the future, unless of course the fees are better on Stripe, because but that's so right now that's only with it's only for USA, and I believe it's only select servers, like select server sizes, and then it's like a beta test. I don't even think it's even fully implemented yet. Over 400 members though, so I'm certain I qualify going forward. I just for now it's all done through Stripe, so we'll go with that. Pop in the Discord. Hope to see some new faces this weekend, and we'll get you guys geared up and going for next week, potentially, which is a short week, right? You've got Memorial Day on Monday, so there won't be any trading on Monday. Keep that in mind. Free.